the firewall and everything. So usually we humans are the vulnerability. That's why when hackers want to hack, they focus more on individuals than the system. Because usually systems are secure. And the system where you are saving those data, where you are saving those passwords are usually secure. It is you. For example, now, wherever you are saving your password, they always ask you to prove your identity. They always ask you to validate. So you see that validation,
It was
like for
at
that
that moment,
gateway.
you know that thing I used to see. It was at this moment that she knows she. It was at that moment that she realized that it was what
She was checking.
Oh, embarrassing! Because when you tell me that Twitter is flooded with porn, I
Yeah.
just look at you.
Oh, it's what you have been looking at.
It's what you've been looking at, dear. Because my own Twitter
Or
is not.
peradventure you've watched one or two, and then they kept bringing more options.
Me, I've not seen one. One has not been spread on my timeline. Hello, beautiful people. Good evening, and welcome to today's edition of the Truth Podcast. Welcome to another Friday night show.
Yep.
Yeah, Sam is looking at me because he was not here last week.
Okay, nice one.
Sam,
Thank you.
owe us, but I'm not going to talk about that. Anyways, my name is Mary Augustine, and with me is
Akin Sam. Yes, Akin Sam is around once again. I know you guys missed me last week. You know the touch I bring into the show.
Yes,
you know.
actually, I'm not going to deny that. Yes, we missed you last week, actually. And last week we talked about something so different from what we've always done. You know, we're talking about climate change. We're talking about the effects. We're talking about how it affects everybody and what we should do. I hope you've listened to that podcast, and I hope you've also learned from it. You've seen why you should, be mindful. There's something I took from that podcast: mindful living. You know, it's something that I've been doing, but I didn't give it a name. Having that conversation last week gave it a name: mindful living. You live for quality over quantity and all that. Just go and listen to the podcast. I'm not giving you all the tea. Okay, so B is not around today. That is Mrs. Yogo. So I'm just doing this, myself and Sam. We are doing it with some other person on the other side.
And so, let me tell you who this person is.
Okay.
He's no other person than Abdurrahman Uzaifa.
Yes.
Yeah. The name Uzaifa is very unique. So,
Yeah, it's a very unique name, actually. Very cute, unique name.
and yes, he's a security engineer with over 5 years of experience. He's a cyber security specialist with in-depth in security architecture and endpoint security. Now, his vast skills set comprises of a lot of things like information technology, notable extensive abilities in open source applications and intelligence. He leverages to be very, very proactive and identify and mitigate digital threats. Yes.
Identify and mitigate digital
Yes.
threats. Okay.
Well, he has a lot of certifications from EC Council, Google, IBM, Cisco, and I can tell you, I'm proud to work with this guy too.
Wow. He's such a rich profile. Really. Welcome, Zaifa. Welcome. I mean, guys, you should be excited and
I'm
giving
telling
us
you.
our this thing, because we are giving you topics that make sense,
You know.
and are off the regular conversation. This is, just easy word. We're talking about cybersecurity today.
Yeah.
This is something that you don't get easily like that. But we promise you that we're going to bring very beautiful things, very, very educative, very informative topics this season, and we are doing that. So
So today's topic, which Uzaifa will be leading us through, is known as the cyber trap. Yes, the cyber trap. I was looking at something today, and a particular lady was angry that somebody from Nigeria texted her, and the guy was very rude. The guy was being very, very bold. She said when she noticed that this guy was very bold, she decided to check where this young man was coming from. By the time she asked him where was he sending his messages from, he said Nigeria. The woman said she had PTSD instantly. Said because we are the kings and queens of cybercrime. So invariably she concludes that Nigeria is a cyber threat to the entire world. However, today, Uzaifa, I'm going to ask you, is this really true?
Okay, you're hitting it off on that.
Yes.
Zaifa
I can hear you, Zaifa.
is muted.
Are you muted?
Hello, good day, everyone.
Yes,
I hope I'm audible
please.
enough.
Yes, you are.
Okay, let's start our brief cybersecurity journey. So, what was your question, really?
Okay, so I talked about a particular woman who said she felt somehow she had PTSD when she realized that the person who was chatting with her
He's a Nigerian.
is a Nigerian.
Because
Nigerian.
receipts,
It's Nigeria.
receipts.
It's actually comical how the whole thing has played out. How Nigerians now were fighting for the battle with the Indians. It's either want to say, are the king of scams, and then they'll say, no, they are the king of scams. So you get, is this battle behind the scenes for who is the real top G? Like, who are the king scammers? You understand? So I can't blame her actually, because if you look at the news and if you see the trends, you see the Nigerians we're not making a good name for ourselves out there.
We're not even trying.
Okay.
We're not trying, to be honest.
Okay, thank you very much, Josefa. So now my first question actually will be this: what then is the cyber trap?
What is cyber?
Oh, okay. So the term cyber trap, before we can properly explore the term cyber trap, let's just talk about the cyberspace in general. Like, what exactly is the cyberspace? When we say the cyberspace, we refer to everything you do through information technology.
Okay.
Do you understand? Your basic survival on information technology is the cyberspace. So the term cyber trap, I'm going to relate it with the term cyber security. So how do we protect that space? Do you understand? That's that's where cybersecurity comes in, from the term cyber. How do we protect that space? From the moment you turn on your phone to the moment you log into your password to log in, and then you start to use the phone, everything you do on that phone is the cyberspace. Most people have this idea that, oh, it's when you are online. No, it's not when you're online. The general IT infrastructure is the cyberspace. So when you say cyber traps now, cyber traps are, are like honeypots, or are like strategies or tricks, or what's the just basic strategies that not just scammers use, but even IT companies, the big names, like I don't want to mention any names, but if I'm to mention any names, I have to use the term allegedly so that I'll be safe from but the big names, like, because the idea is everybody wants to earn a living. Even the apps you use daily, the the apps, like you have the Facebook, the Instagram, the Snapchat, the WhatsApp, they have to make a living. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They have to survive. Sometimes some apps, not necessarily categorizing the apps I just mentioned, not necessarily implying on the apps I just mentioned, but some apps, what they do is they set up these traps to, redirect data, to collect your data, to, so that they can give you a better personalized experience. So that's part of the cyber trap. Another way to discuss the cyber trap is when you talk about scammers, now the popular ones, scammers and tricksters. All those psychological, emotional strategies they use to manipulate us online can also refer to as the cyber trap. That's what the cyber
Thank
trap
you.
is.
So if I decide that I have a cousin abroad and I try to reach out to my cousin abroad,
Yeah.
that could literally be taken as a cyber trap. True or false?
If you decide to reach out to your cousin abroad,
Did you see my hand?
if it's your cousin that actually exists, maybe not, but if it's your cousin, oh, then so you are setting the pace for a cyber trap.
Okay. So I'm going to move on right now. So now, because of the way things have been recently, I'm forced to ask a question. I don't know if you noticed that yesterday, some companies' applications went off. Yes. Most people did not actually notice because peradventure they were all busy at the time. Yesterday, Snapchat was down. Yesterday also, some other big companies, such as even airlines, was down, and it was due to an upgrade from AWS. Can I take that also to be a cyber trap? Because right now, it means if a particular infrastructure or a particular company that provides some kind of IT service goes down, it means it affects a good number of people too who use that service. Can I take that towards a cyber trap?
So the reason why there was that major blackout yesterday that affected a lot of pioneering IT infrastructures and IT companies is because Amazon Web Services, I think Delta One had issues.
Okay, please,
So
before you
and
go on,
that's
can you hear me? Before you go on, I wanted to, Sam said something about AWS. So the AWS, is it the Amazon Web Service that you just mentioned now?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We need to
So
simplify this
what
thing for
Amazon,
people who don't know
yeah,
it at all. You and Sam are speaking too
wait,
much
wait.
language.
Okay, so let me simplify it a
Yes,
bit.
please.
What Amazon Web Services is the platform uh where we host majority of the IT infrastructure you see. So they are grouped into, if there are a few key players in this. We have Google Web Hosting, Amazon Web Services, and then there's the third one.
Microsoft.
Uh, yes, Microsoft Azure. So these three are king when it comes to virtualization. And virtualization, when I say virtualization, I'm talking in reference to cloud computing. I don't know if I'm going too far, but basically, what they do is what the Amazon Web Services does is this: it hosts platforms like Canva, Perplexity, YouTube, a number of them. So when a platform like that goes down, it takes its people with it. I don't know if you know what I mean. It takes down everything that it holds with it. So the major outbreak we incurred yesterday, they won't tell us that, oh, this is what happened. You understand? They won't want to put their business out there like that, oh, this is what happened. But there are a variety of things that could have happened. It could be a hardware failure, it could be a software failure, it could be a hacker. I don't know if you understand. I mean, so let's not quickly attack them that, oh, you were hacked, our data has been leaked. No, we don't want to do that. So a variety of things could have caused that outbreak.
Okay.
So I would not necessarily categorize it as
A cyber trap.
a cyber trap.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me go deeper so that I can give you a clearer picture on what a cyber trap is.
Okay.
Like when you log into a website, they'll ask you to accept cookies. But they don't deliver anyone to your doorstep.
For real, man. For real.
Majority of us don't know when we say accept cookies, majority of us don't know what the term accept cookies means. We just click it because it makes life easier. As long as I click accept cookies,
Keep moving.
and then even if I don't receive the cookie, as long as I can continue browsing what I'm browsing, I'm good to go. So that's one of the cyber traps. Most times when you accept cookie, what you're doing is accept cookies, because it's not just one cookie they're sending to you. Most times they're sending a lot. So when you accept these cookies, what it does is it saves some of your data. Do you understand? In the cyberspace, permission is key. Do you understand what I mean? So when you give it permission to withhold some of your data, though locally, when you give it permission to withhold some of your data, you don't know the amount of data you're giving it access to. Sometimes you can give it access to it depends on the website. And the worst part, especially we as Nigerians, I can guarantee you that none of us have read a terms and conditions to the end.
Who reads terms and conditions?
Of accept cookies.
Who has that time?
So you see, all these things are all part of the cyber trap that we talk about. Look at the likes of TikTok and YouTube now. You will scroll on TikTok for 2 hours, 3 hours. There is no end to it. You can never finish the videos on YouTube. All those things are to boost their profits, but are also trapped to keep you scrolling so that they can make money. So it's all part of the cyber trap. I'm just trying to explain to you generally what the cyber trap is.
Okay, so now I'm going to come back to the scam side. Why do you think smart people at some point get into this kind of trouble? Like, why do they get scammed? Despite the fact that they are very smart. For example, we saw cases of Hush Puppy being able to scam literally the entire United States for COVID-19, what they call it, palliatives or something like that. And that was what led him to jail when he was eventually caught. My question now is, how come smart people, in quotes, how come they still end up being scammed?
So my answer to that is this. When you say smart people, how do you define smart people? Because, do you understand? Because to me, I'm smart. To everybody, to you, you're smart. Nobody is predominantly dumb. So it depends on the reference you give to the term smart. But I'm going to say this. No matter how smart you are, regardless of how smart you are, it doesn't matter if you are Isaac Newton or if your IQ capacity is a billion. It doesn't really... Hackers don't hack your intellect. They hack your humanity. A tendency for humans to make mistakes, the tendency for humans to be vulnerable, and the tendency for humans to put themselves out there in harm's way. So the term, why do smart people, the answer to the question, why do smart people get scammed, is this. It's limitless. The format out there is it's no match when you are a targeted victim. Do you understand what I mean? So anybody can get scammed. And there are different things they play on. For example, now, if you get a call today and they said, oh, hello, Mr. Sam, we're calling you from so and so bank. We had a major, what is it called? A major password leak. We're trying to patch it up. Please, we just need you to click the link we just sent to you right now. It's urgent. Your money is on the line. This, that. The first thing you do is, oh my God, my millions. Oh my God, my billions. You understand? Next thing you know, you're already clicking the link. Next thing before you can think, it's already too far. But you're smart. You might even be a pioneer at wherever you work. You might even be the smartest guy that they call, oh, we have an issue. But the fact that, oh, it is urgent and has to do with your billions, you rush into the front line. You understand? So anybody can get scammed. Hackers usually play more on the humanity and the intellect.
Wow, that's a new direction, and I really like the fact that you went in that direction, because it shows why I was calmed. It shows why I was calmed.
You were scammed? Sam, tell us your story.
It's a lie. I'm not going to go through that emotional trauma.
Wait
no
now, way. Sam, wait. Don't give us details. We don't judge. Do you get?
I judged myself. Thank you very much.
Listen.
Let's move on.
This is the Truth Podcast. We do real talk.
Yes.
We are raw. We are real here. Okay. Please don't give us like all the gists.
Okay.
But just give us little snippet here, there. Just cross here, and just tell us.
I can't do that. If I do that, they will know.
No,
let's move on.
Sam, now. Why now? Just give us a little.
When you share your story with us, it will help us to...
Exactly. Sam want us to be scammed. He doesn't want to share.
I like to have other victims with me.
That's wickedness, Sam. You're supposed to share your story so we learn from what you've been through. Sam, share your story.
Anyway, so it was one of those days where I had some money with me, and I went to double the money. Well, glory to God, I lost the money that I was trying to double. Anyway,
you went to double the money.
I was in need of more cash, so you use money to look for more money.
You've experienced it too. Have you experienced it too?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
I thought you say you've experienced. I don't know, but something in me just feel like I don't know. I'm not trying to invalidate anybody's struggle or experience,
Yeah.
but then something in me just feel like it takes a certain level of desperation and greed for you to actually be
No, no, no.
scammed.
Yes, actually, yes. It
Yes,
does.
that's what I just feel like. It takes a certain level of desperation, and just like you said now, the desperation there is that you wanted to double the money, and
Exactly.
that is what they build on. Just the same way you said something about, hackers don't hack our intellect
They
up
actually
there,
humanity.
they hack your humanity. Yeah, it takes a certain level of desperation deep inside you, like, oh, I need to double this, I need this money, I need extra, I need something, this thing. That's what they leverage on, and then they hack this, they access whatever information that. But I saw a question, talking about, there was a particular answer that you gave, and then it brought me to a question of, um if someone is careless online, apart from losing money, what else will it cause them? When you are careless online, when you are, you know what I mean by when you're careless online, when you're careless, I don't know, with your information or whatever, like you're careless. Apart from losing money, is there something else that is going to, something else that is going to happen to them that is wrong? Like, if you can just give us insight on that.
When the term with carelessness, it goes both sides, from the person rendering the service and from the person receiving the service online. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So I can be the one rendering the service and I can be careless with my procedures. Like for instance, now, I could, payment gateway might need updates and I don't update them, and then the person sending me money, somebody in between, our compliant brother, Nigerian brother in between can divert the money, or Indian brother in between can divert the money. So that's me being careless. Or I can be careless in such a way that, oh, I want to pay money to an account. I want to pay money somewhere. Instead of me to validate that, oh, this is a legit thing or this is the appropriate thing I'm paying for, no, I'll just send the money out of discretion or out of um, the human
Yes.
mind. So the whole idea is this: the carelessness factor is constant in the two scenarios. When there is carelessness, it grooms, what is the word? It grooms the erosion of trust. So you start to lose trust in technology and you start to lose trust in the cyberspace in general. So and there's this what is the word? There's this feeling like, oh, whenever you want to do anything, you're always reluctant, you're always feeling like, oh, I can get scammed, I can get scammed. So it starts to become something mental, it starts to affect your mental well being. I'm saying. Then it can start to lead to, it depends on the amount of money you lose too. It can lead to depression. Because if I lose a billion today, too, it can also lose this. When I have a billion, I lose a billion, I'll be depressed.
But now the question is, what other thing can I lose aside finance?
You can lose. You can lose. Like I already said it. You can lose the trust in technology. You can also lose your identity. You don't just lose what is it called, money. You can also lose your identity too. You can lose things like personal information too. I don't know if this is the type of answer you're looking for
Yeah,
to the question.
yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
like
yes.
and there are some things that are way more valuable than money.
Mm.
So I'm going to give you an instance. Once upon a time, my uncle, I was saying with a guy time, he did something like it wasn't like our brother Sam's own. He was trying to. He was not looking to double the money. He was looking to he was looking to make the money. Um, so what happened was the money in his account. The they moved the money, and then his account was empty. But lucky for him, he had just 10K in his account, 10,000 naira in his account. So he was like, "Oh, it's just 10,000." I was like, I know. I walked up to him in the parlor and I was like, "Oh, you've been scammed." You know, the Nigerian reaction is, "Ha ha ha ha, you've been scammed." So I was like, "So how much did they take from you?" And he was like, "Oh, it's just 10,000." So we were all laughing that, thank God it's 10,000. We forgot that 10,000 was the only money in the account. My uncle is not poor, he had another account. But we forgot that 10,000 is the only money in his account. So the account was
White.
like to zero. So he was taking it like a sticker, like, oh, it's nothing, just thank you. He wanted to move on from it. Lo and behold, someone sent him money again, about in hundreds, and they wiped it. They wiped it. So it did not just become a problem of 10,000 naira. Now it's a problem of over 300,000. And he was like, but it was like, how are we going to catch these people like this? So you see, what he lost during that bridge, he thought it was just his money. But unfortunately for him, he didn't just lose his money, he lost some information to his account, giving them access to his account. So they were able to retrieve things like his NIN, his his pin and everything. Let me fast forward to where it got worse. Months later, they called him that, oh, your loan that you took from our bank.
Sam. Boy.
Have you seen how this just escalated? All he thought they did that time was take his money. After some time, they said, oh, you have a loan of 1.5 million, you have to come and pay.
What?
You see how far it went?
Yes.
So most of the time, people are scared of losing money, but your information are very vulnerable. Your information most of the time are even more valuable than the money.
Okay, now this actually brings me to a particular thing that we often see from, in quotes, the Yahoo boys. They go around looking at people's pictures, downloading people's pictures, and then trying to hack other people's Facebook accounts. Okay? Now, the moment they do that, they now pretend to be these individuals and then try to scam or look for other people that they can scam. Okay? Once in a while you hear a joke like, white man won't scam another white man. You know what they mean. This person had a white account and was pretending, to be a white guy, and then he also wanted to hack another guy who was also pretending, and somehow they met and they started speaking broken along the way. You get? Now, these things happen. What did they do? They actually stole someone's personal information, pretended to be that person just to be able to access someone else and scam that individual. So, of course, your personal information is very much important.
Actually, see, talking about this, I was going to get to that place where I talk about, talking about what you lose when you, apart from money, that personal information. Because we've seen it where people come out and their family members are saying, please, the WhatsApp has been hacked. If they beg you for money, myself and one of my friends, we did something. So what we did is, he said, if I ever need you to, if you send me a message or I send you a message for, to ask for money, confirm my, he just gave me an event, for example, confirm my graduation date. Okay. Date of birth will be hacked because once they get the information, they confirm, but my graduation date is not anywhere in my details in any form I feel, so say confirm my graduation date. Do you get? So if he send me a message and be like, oh, how far, send me like 100,000 naira, I'll just be like, okay, wait till be your graduation date, just to make sure that I'm talking to the person. Or he will say something like, if I ever send you a message like that, call me. Because that's one of the things that these people who invade people's space, they don't, if you call, they just realize that, because I want to see your face, I want to talk to you, I'll call, hello, alpha, oh, it's me, don't worry, it's me, okay, we'll just, but when you call, they don't. Oh, talking about this, we had a situation. We had a situation, and this is it. So the situation is, we had this, we've been scammed a lot of time. People send proof of payments that are proof of payments that are fake and all that. So it happened that we caught somehow, I'll just save the details of how we caught the person. We caught one of the person that have been sending us proof of payment for close to 1 year or 2 years now. He has been, like, his money has run into, it has run into $1 million plus and all that. But so we caught him, and then he showed us some things. One of the things that he showed us is the fact that there's a site you can generate fake proof of payments.
Yes, of course.
I want, one of the questions that we kept asking is, why is that site in existence? Like, why is there a site like that?
Of course, because people pay for the site.
Okay, so why is it in existence? Because it's a bad site now.
You have to report it first now that is a bad site, and until a particular number of people have reported it, nobody shuts it down.
It's a bad site. People generate fake proof of payment. In fact, when he opened it, what happened is we saw different banks. You can just click on any bank that you want. It could be Access, GT, Taj. We saw all the banks in Nigeria. All the banks in Nigeria, the third party payments, this thing in abroad. We saw every single thing. So all you just have to do is to click on the one that you want to generate the proof of payment with the name and the organization details and section of ID and all that. Will generate everything and just make the payment. So you can't even differentiate the real proof, like the original proof of payments that you receive and that one. And then he even went ahead to say that they have like a group chat on Telegram where they have people, boys, guys, human beings, maybe female too, inside, doing this, carrying out this scam. This is why when you tell people that, because I've had situation where you tell people that make payments online, and they will be like, I don't want to put my card details on. These people are people that have had experience of they've been scammed online. They say, I don't want to put anything that will cost me to put my card details online. That it just boils down to the part where you talk about trust, where you were saying something about trust. These people have lost trust in anything that has to do with payment online. Count them out. If it's not the regular stay here, make transfer, or just pay with my card physically, if it has to do with the traditional way, or even pay with cash, if it just has to do with let me carry my card pin here and put, because we've seen situations of people putting card pin in a site, and then that was the beginning of the end for them. Their life just ruined. From there it kept growing. Just this story he has given to us about his uncle, it kept growing and growing and growing. So I mean, this conversation is a conversation that you will think that it cannot be me, it can never be me, but it's a lie. It can be you in split second. You can think that you have it, you will think that you have it put together, you are smart, you know all the details, because someone was saying something about, and you should be able to identify the fake proof of payment. I just looked like, you are kidding me. I've raised alarm for a proof of payment, and it happened that it was even the first time that they were using that kind of proof of payment, and it was genuine. But me, because it was my first time of seeing it, I did not know. I raised a wrong alarm. Do you get? So this thing can be you quickly. That's why you need to, this kind of conversation, you listen, like just listen, just pay attention, because all your details, your information, your card details, your Facebook details, your password to Google, your every details. One thing I want to start doing now is logging out my details once I'm done. I feel like one of the problems where these things are accessible is because our details are saved. Like this, when you are logging in a system, it asks you, should I save? One of the issues is saying that save. You save it because it's your personal space now, because you want to come back to it. But then this save now is where, because it is there, it is, if they get your phone or get your this, they can just dive into it because it's safe. But if every time you have to use that space, you log in, I feel like it reduces the risk of, it just secures this. I don't know.
Now I feel Uzaifa has a better answer to this kind of thing, right? Now she has talked about saving your passwords on a particular place. For me, I would have said a particular solution to it, but I think I'll leave it for Uzaifa to actually answer this.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, you're asking if saving the password is better than logging in constantly.
Yeah.
So to answer this question, let's bring the term convenience to the picture.
Okay.
Are you ready to go through that inconvenience of constantly typing your password? It's not something a lot of people would want to. Is this something you would want to do?
I mean, it's going to, I don't like it too, but
What
if it's
is
going
that?
to
I didn't hear you.
I mean,
If every time you had to use Facebook or you had to use Instagram, just maybe tomorrow while you're using your phone, count how many times you open Facebook. Or when you're using how many times you open Facebook, then ask yourself, can you log in? If it's 10 times you open the Facebook app, can you log in 10 times in a day? Can you input your username and password 10 times in a day? So you see, when we're trying to, in cybersecurity, while we're trying to keep you secure, we're also trying to keep you comfortable, we're also trying to give you the convenience. So that's why there are specific places where you can save your password. When you save your password, when you save this password, let me try to explain quickly. I don't want to turn this into a class. That's the problem. But I'm going to try and explain briefly. When you save your passwords, most of the time you save them locally or to your own personal Google account or personal cloud account, which is safe and personal to you. Where there is a problem is when you as an individual has been attacked, not when the system or when you understand. I don't know if you understand picture.
Yes, I get that very well.
So most of the time when you save this password, whether online or locally, it is saved, it's attributed to you. So it's when you now put too much information out there or you leave yourself on. I always used to say something and people used to give me backlash. Sometimes people I used to get backlash. But the truth is, majority of the systems are usually 100% safe, or let's say 90% safe. We humans are the ones that bring in the vulnerability. Yeah, do you understand? Let me explain further. For example, now, Google. Regardless of all there are thousands of people hacking Googles every 30 minutes. There are thousands of people hacking Google, but Google will still remain safe. People have changed that whole strategy. Instead of hacking Google, I'll hack the individual. Because the tendencies of getting a breakthrough is better than for me to go and hack a whole Google with all the firewall and everything. So usually we humans are the vulnerability. That's why when hackers want to hack, they focus more on individuals than the system. Because usually systems are secure. And the system where you are saving those data, where you are saving those passwords are usually secure. It is you. For example, now, wherever you are saving your password, they always ask you to prove your identity. They always ask you to validate. So you see that validation icon, that gateway. Usually you now put passwords. It depends on the type of password you use. We have what we call strong and weak passwords. Whatever it is, if you put it out there, hackers will see. Most times there was a popular time where password 1234 was everybody's password.
Yeah.
There was a time where password was everybody's password. Everybody used password as their password. So most times is when you as a human being has been hacked, not the system. Systems are usually secure.
Okay, so I'm going to come in again with another aspect because now you've touched that aspect of the human side. Now, there is also what we have as two-factor authentication. Okay? Now, the two-factor authentication is simple. It means that if I'm going to do a two-factor authentication on my system, I am doing the best I can to ensure that if I do a normal password on a particular platform, there is also another way to verify that it is actually me. Two ways. Some people will say send an SMS to my phone number or to my WhatsApp line, or send a particular code to my email account. Now, if it's not me and you don't have access to my email account, you don't have access to my phone number, of course you can't get that password, and so it means you can't get access to that particular thing. Another thing that some banks have said bringing in is facial recognition. If you want to send over 100,000 now, OPay will say, blink your eye. Open your mouth.
That smile is for me. That smile for me. They say smile like.
You know, and sometimes I'm inside the toilet and somebody is telling me I should open my eye. Like why? But it's actually a safety regulation just to ensure that it's actually you. Now, if my phone was stolen and somebody had already had access to my account, it means that person cannot do any transaction because there is a two-factor authentication already in place. So this is where you can help leverage yourself. You don't need to be putting your password every time, but Facebook at some point will ask you put a two-factor authentication. Instagram will tell you log into your Facebook first before you come back to Instagram. Okay? Or try and log into your WhatsApp first before you come back to Instagram. Now all they're just doing is find a way to ensure that your system is still secure.
I've seen a situation where they ask you, they will say what year, what year was. They'll just give you
Yeah,
a
there's
question,
a
like personal
personal
question.
question, yes.
Be like, oh,
Or your median name.
what's your median name? What's your mother's name? Do you have a dog?
Mhm.
That's what
What
you used to save.
factor authentication?
Yes, that's what you
Yes.
used to save it. Those things. Oh, so apparently those things are just
Actually, they are security.
they are security, right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Or confirm that you're not a robot.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, Zephyr. It's actually been a lovely conversation. Thank you for opening our eyes to a lot of things in this discussion. I'm very grateful. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you, what is your final words to our viewers? What do you think is the best thing for them to do in this particular time where people are laying cyber traps up and down?
So, to all our esteemed viewers, regarding the whole ability to fall into traps or the variability of falling into traps, I would say this. I would say to be more careful on the internet. It's more of I always advocate for I'm more I if you check my resume, I'm more into OSINT, open source intelligence for humans, because I feel like if we can eliminate the human factor and if you can secure the human factor, then the cyberspace is secured. So we as the humans, we need to step up, because there are some scams that we could prevent if we can enjoy a little bit of inconvenience, like reading the terms and conditions.
Before you accept
Yes,
cookies.
like reading terms and conditions. Or before you click accept, before you click accept, know what you are accepting. A lot of people don't know. You have to know what you are accepting, because permission is key. Permission is key. Like, let me paint a picture for you. I don't know if you've seen movies where someone is working on their laptop, and then a hacker somewhere now has permission to is now looking at the person, like has permission to the person's camera. Ideally, for the hacker to have that permission, most likely the human has already given permission to whichever app that hacker is using to look at the person. Already given the person camera permission. So I feel like if we can be more, I hope I'm not going too far.
No,
with
no,
this.
You just cracked a code now in my head. You know all these apps that will ask you, that will say, give full access to camera.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so exactly, permission is key, and usually we, the humans, are the gateway between permission and the device. When you give permissions to apps that don't deserve that level of permission, there's usually a problem. Do you understand? So that's one of the things I would like to say. Like, pay attention to what you are agreeing to do. If you are using an Apple device or an iOS device, there's this new policy now where it will ask app not to track or allow app to track. I don't know who have seen that text before. So I don't know if you have any idea what that means. What it's trying to tell you is, are you going to allow this app to track your entire web usage or not? So that it can personalize its do this for me, then yes, you go ahead, you can do it.
Sorry,
Do you understand?
can you take it
Can you
again?
take that again? We had like a break.
I said most times the whole ask app to track or ask app not to track. I don't know if you've seen it on your
Yes,
iOS device before. Most times, if you read it in the end, there's a line there that says so that we can
Stop calling me.
get a better personalized experience for myself. Oh, that's really nice. I really should click allow,
Yeah.
because it seems like it's to my. But most of the time, you don't know what you're agreeing to. When you say ask app to track, everything you do on the internet, it can see. Even those things you don't want it to see.
Safer.
Even those things you don't want it to see. We all have those things we don't want.
I don't think I do.
We all have those
What do you
things
mean?
we
What
don't
do you
want
mean
to
by
see.
that?
Let me step down a bit. Like, for example, a guy that listens to Korean pop. You don't want people to know that what those accents, and then when they start giving
This
you
is below the
when they start
belt,
giving
man.
you Korean,
What do you mean? What do you mean? This is way below the
and when
belt.
and,
A
and
feminine
then they start to
man.
send you more Korean songs.
What do you
So
mean?
that's the picture I'm trying to paint here. When for Instagram sees that, oh, you are a guy that listens to Korean songs, they'll say, oh, maybe you like Korean movies too. Or let's take it further. Maybe you even want, to buy Korean items, like a Korean doll now, or Korean artifacts, So they take it a step further, all because you allowed Instagram to track.
I just remember
And then your
something.
friend holds your phone. Your friend is holding your phone now and sees recommendations of Korean songs on Instagram. It's asking you, Chief, how come Instagram is asking you, do you listen to Korean songs? And you have been casted already. All because you allowed Instagram to track.
Oh my goodness, you are going to
So
pass.
basically, we used to pay attention to the things we are agreeing to, because you can agree to the thing that will cause you serious problems. Imagine the type of explanation you will have to do when you have been caught that, oh, this is what you do.
Oh my God, you just brought me to a particular scenario that happened. So this girl was complaining to her, she's a church girl, so she was complaining to her fellow church girl that this TikTok is just lesbianism, that food is TikTok. They're just all lesbians. Anywhere you go, lesbian. That's how one of them I say, I don't understand. Me, I've never seen lesbian anything on TikTok. The other one I say, me, I don't know. I've never, it's lesbians on TikTok. He said, yes, now everywhere you go, It was at that moment, that thing I used to say, it was at this moment that it was at that moment that she realized that it was what she
was checking.
Oh, embarrassing. Because when you tell me that Twitter is flooded with porn, I just look at you.
It's what you have been looking at.
It's what you've been looking at, yeah. Because my own Twitter
Or adventure, you've watched one or two, and then they kept bringing more options.
Me, I've not seen one. One has not been spread on my timeline before. What do you mean by Twitter is flooded with porn? I've not,
The algorithm apparently let the dog out.
So you see, I guess this one. Oh my God.
Okay, so thank you very much, Josefa. Thank you for that particular example you gave. At least now, our viewers will now understand why they are watching some Korean pop music.
I mean, Korean pop is not.
It's not like it's bad,
please don't get.
but
I do
you-
watch it, but
you know where I'm coming from. For those who say they keep seeing different things.
Yeah, they keep seeing. I mean,
Well,
whatever you keep seeing on your space, in your space,
it's probably what
online
you
is
have watched.
What you've watched. They will make a suggestion once.
Yeah.
Then if you watch it to the very end, if you view it, if you click on it, if you like it, that's all it takes to invade your space. And subsequently, you'll be receiving more and more suggestions from those things. So be careful what you do in this cyberspace.
Yeah, so this is actually where we'll be closing it and calling it a day. Thank you very much, Mr. Josefa. We had a very good laugh looking at cyber security from the cyber trap side. Thank you very much. It's been a very, very engaging discussion. I would say from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.